Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Advanced Tactics Gold. This is episode number 7, and we do have quite a crisis on our hands. We've been completely cut off from supply in the north. However, it's a pretty dire situation if you think about it in the mentality that I was, that our Supreme Headquarters must supply everyone. But after this happened, I was really panicking. I was like, oh my gosh, is this the end of my Let's Play series? I mean, can I come back from this? Because the French are going to be able to really push hard. If I start losing supply, my units will lose readiness. There's a lot of bad things that can come from this. However, I've thought about it, and we're okay. It's definitely not ideal, but let's try to spin this. I mean, this is what happens in war. Some unexpected things. We were fighting a few battles in the north that weren't going quite the way I expected. That's just the kind of stuff that happens, and that's why it's nice that there's a random number generator used in these battles. That it's not purely 50 strength versus your 30 strength. Okay, then I just win with 20 troops left over. You know, if it was something that simple, the game would be. I mean, it would be more of a game of chess, but it would be less realistic because as a general, you don't know if your troops are going to fight exactly as they should. So I've tried to figure out how to salvage the situation, and I think it's not so bad. What I'm going to do is temporarily, I'm going to switch my HQ of the York and Bristol over to my northern headquarters. So now we can see this is switched to yellow. And I'll do that similarly with this one. And this is really good. What this has accomplished is Bristol now, if it's producing supplies, which it is, as well as York, which is also producing supplies, are now going to filter those supplies directly to the northern headquarters. So I do have to make sure that London is producing enough supplies, because if all of my production capacity in supplies, it looks like 1,400 of it. Okay, so we still have 4,200 supplies being built in the south, which should be much more than enough. Good. But now these are acting as basically two independent units, two independent headquarters, because we have no way of connecting them, which is also actually not exactly true. What I'm going to do is shift in. I have this unit which has 100 readiness. I kind of need enough defense. I don't want to lose my foothold across the river, so I'm going to try to keep these two. Note that if these units decide to attack Oxford, they're going to be fighting submachine gun machine guns which are heavily entrenched. I'm not too worried about their chances of success. I mean, even with some pretty unlucky die rolls, they would have to, well, I just don't think it's actually even possible for them to defeat me, even with some really, really bad luck on my side. My combat strength of 80 is further reinforced by the location and also the entrenchment. Not to mention that Dwight Eisenvalue himself adds some small amount of value with his staff. The whole point of me saying all that is just I'm going to feel comfortable moving my Rangers out of Oxford because I want to secure this supply route, but I also want to do some pretty aggressive things against this unit who, just in every way, shape, and form, I want to die. He's caused me quite a bit of grief. He's made this Let's Play, I think, a lot more interesting suddenly, but not in a way which I'm like particularly happy about. So what am I going to do is I'm going to allow him access to Plymouth, which is a bit dangerous, but I'm going to do so, and in doing so I'm going to cut off his supply. So we're going to do this because I still need to protect this routeway. One idea I had was also just to move units here, here, and here to open this supply route, and that would have been also acceptable. But I think that we're going to end up doing this. And now I'm going to tuck in here to protect my urban area. This is probably the best way of dealing with this situation. Now up here, we're going to have a bit of a situation. I'm going to have to cycle these units. I'm going to move this unit forward and attempt to do a four-sided attack. Unfortunately, these guys are getting some kind of bonus. This is because of one of my least favorite aspects of this game is the fact that units, generals, get this cards that they can play. Blitz, for example, you can charge forward, giving a boost to combat. There's a medium chance it'll kill or wound your officer. I just wish there was a way to turn off these cards. I'd prefer not to introduce any kind of weird elements into the game. I'm pretty happy with it just as the tactical battle that it already was. So this card game to me it's just not interesting. But it's okay. I mean, I don't use mine typically because I'm not happy if my general dies, but we'll just have to concede it as an advantage given to the AI, and hopefully that'll help them be on equal terms, because I should be more efficient about things being, a real human. Okay, so that's what we want to do here, but that does leave this route a little open. So what I'm going to do, because I'm not too concerned about this kind of French force, is I'm going to re-headquarters this unit. That does reduce his readiness by half, and then I'm just going to have him tuck in here. I'd be okay with one of their units moving here. It would cut off these units temporarily, which, by the way, they're still, I think this one's in yellow, yeah. And this is why I didn't want to try to leave all of these connected, because I'll be facing a 25% supply penalty for all of this. But now Bristol and York will just give their supply directly to John Newton, and he'll be able to distribute all the things that he needs directly. So it's good. Things aren't as terrible as I first imagined. Now retaliation should be pretty great. We should penalize them, really punish them, I mean, for advancing out as they've done. So I'm definitely going to move, keep this unit surrounded. I think these two guys will actually push north, and I'm just going to create some more rangers out of this group. This guy, let's have him move up here. So now we can secure Liverpool. That's good. I don't think that, I mean, that's an attack that I don't think the Germans can win. Similarly, I think we want to continue to push and resupply Liverpool like so. Now the question here is, do I want to... These guys are fully entrenched. They're fully reinforced. Yeah, I don't think that they'll be able to be defeated. I don't want to lose this raw, so I'm imagining this is 2-to-1 odds, but it's also 2-to-1 odds fighting into low mountains when my unit has been fully entrenched there. So I don't think that they could succeed in an attack there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave it. I also don't think they could succeed in an attack here. One thing we might want to do though is secure, this is the only this is the only thing interfering with this guy getting resupplied. He should be starting to lose supply soon. So maybe I should leave this open. I don't know, it's hard to figure out what is the best option here. I could move this unit forward too, help defend there, and then just grab one more unit and move him here. Yeah, I think I'll do that. They could also go through this raw. I've kind of incentivized them to go through that raw by securing this point even stronger. But, okay. If they can defeat me in low mountains with the full entrenchment, I'll just have to tip my hat to them. Again, I want to remark, though, that so far this ranger unit has not panned out at all. I haven't seen any noticeable difference in combat effectiveness. They're supposed to have higher morale, which they do, right? 100 morale, but I don't know what it's doing. It's supposed to decrease the losses they take, but that hasn't been the case in the north. So it's a bit of a mystery. Okay, now here what we're going to do is a little bit obvious. We're first going to finally eliminate this one unit, and then we're not going to do anything here. Probably we'll just tuck some people back in, maybe start shifting south so we can kind of re-secure this. We could probably shift here and here to cut off these guys. Yeah, that seems like the appropriate thing to do. So we'll do that. And now we've just cut off this unit from supply. What they'll probably do is move here, but I guess I don't want to leave this oil space vulnerable, even though right now I don't think we can even, because they're blocking the supply route, I don't think we actually have access to the oil from here. It has to be connected by rail, which it currently is not. Yeah, which means 2,500. Where's that 2,500 coming from? 1,000 here. 250 here. 1,000 here. So I guess we are still getting the 250 from that. Okay, that's nice. I'm not sure exactly how that's the case, but since it's the case, I'm happy. It's only 250 anyway. It would only drop us down to 2,250. Which is relatively minor. And for now, I feel much more comfortable assuring that this unit stays out of supply. If they try to do some supply like around this way, first of all, we can note that if you look at the French units, these are light green on the left bar, and these are black. The same headquarters, this unit's headquarters is probably over here somewhere. And that means even if we reconnected here, that unit would still have to be supplied all the way around. So I don't think that they should be greatly in supply, even if they're able to reopen a supply way here. Maybe they could be in red supply or something, but... And I'll just wait for them to do something like that, which means that they'll have to recapture this area. And if they recapture this area, I can definitely attack. So... Okay, so we'll just make do with the situation as best we can. It makes sense. Now we do have plenty of submachine guns and machine guns here, so let's go ahead and reinforce Liverpool to be a submachine gun guard unit, and let's do the same with our Plymouth unit, and let's even create one more here. New unit. I'm gonna set the headquarters to this, just so we have a little bit of extra defense for one turn before I transfer the headquarters over to the red. And we'll go ahead and do 30 and 10. Okay, so now we'll officially declare this a submachine gun guard. And that's gonna just further defend this Oxford. I'm much less worried about it now. Actually, I'm not sure which is the better place to defend, here or here. Yeah, I think I was running through it, and I think it's better to defend here because if they are able to conquer this, it's a lot harder for me to dislodge them. I can only attack this area from two places that are not a stream or river crossing. But this one I can get from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's much better. But we should keep pushing people north. Alright, so we need one more unit here, which is going to complete the surroundment of the German threat. So we'll get that going on. He obviously is a little weaker, so at 75 readiness, but if they attack this way, they're just falling into my trap. Essentially, if they attack over here, they're pushing themselves further out of the supply direction, and at that point, they'll probably start really losing readiness. So these units should be completely evaporated. It is interesting to take a moment to note that the Germans are pushing aggressively into the French territory, and the Russians are as well. So I'm pretty sure that even the Russians are pushing into the German territory, because I think that this line used to be back over here. I actually took a screenshot of the border over here, just so I can see how it will change over time. But we can tell that if Lorient did have a road built over here, that was definitely French. And the Russians have captured it. So the French have bigger fish to fry, in my opinion, than worried about cutting me off or whatnot. That's my opinion, and I don't know if the AI will realize it or even care. But still, it should be said that it seems like if they were conscious of the fact that they're going to be losing their own cities in the east, that they would stop worrying about just cutting off my supply, because my cities are not really threatened over here. What is the point of them doing this? What strategic benefit do they get from cutting me off? I mean, they weaken me, it's true, but they gain nothing, and they are losing something over here. So in the net evaluation, they're losing overall. Okay, well, I think that's all we want to do for this turn. Oh, no, that's not true. We want to do this attack. Hopefully we will just... How do we take 2 casualties? This is just insane. This unit was already low readiness. What did it start at? With a readiness of 40. I attacked it with overwhelming odds with mortars, machine guns, and they still killed 2 people before they fell. Okay, we're just having a lot of bad luck. I haven't had this much bad luck ever, I think, in any of my campaigns, so it should make it very interesting, and hopefully luck will turn our way later. Luck, be a lady tonight, please. Alright, so these 2 units will remain cut off. How cut off? They have... this one doesn't have enough supply. And you don't have enough movement, do you? No. It would be nice for me to push this unit here, and this unit here, which means he'll be back in supply. But actually, are these guys even out of supply? No, they're green. Okay, so we can get supply to everyone. The only person who's going to struggle to get supply this turn is this guy, because he's going to be in yellow. But everyone else is green. So we were able to handle this little cutoff, I think, pretty eloquently. Elegantly. I'm not sure what word I'm trying to use to describe my behavior here, but it's good. Something positive. What I suspect this guy will do is wrap around this way to cut me off here, which is fine because this is basically the cutoff point for my 2 headquarters anyways. Yellow is here, red is here. If they don't do that, I will just continue to box them in, and we'll just keep pushing them more and more out of supply. Okay. I can create 1 more new ranger unit and push that further north. So let's do that. I'm just expecting that these units will be used, will be needed and used very soon. So just quickly to go back on how this occurred, this easily could have been prevented if I had just created a new division here and used the rail capacity in London to set up a new ranger unit there. I don't think they could have taken it on an attack. So this is really my fault. It's super aggressive, and like, you know, you don't expect somebody to do something which is so reckless that it's very negative for them just to hurt you, which appears to be the case, that they're probably going to end up losing this unit at the cost of just inconveniencing me. You wouldn't expect somebody to do that, so I still stand, I think, by my original assumption that they wouldn't push themselves out of supply. However, I could have easily prevented this situation, so I just need to be a little bit less conservative with pushing troops forward, and I'm starting to do that now. So, and that's why we have so many submachine guns and machine guns that I decided to start creating some more machine gun infantry, submachine gun guards, because I mean they're not doing anything in London. All right, so let's end the turn and see in what new nefarious way the French are going to act this turn. Saw a road get built. I didn't see any attacks. There did move exactly where I thought. There was an attack. I didn't see the results. Another attack where he lost one. I lost a lot. Okay, so whatever the attacks were, it went well for us. And I suppose this just demonstrates how much defense is more important than attack. And really something that I need to start paying more attention to. Okay, so what happened is they pushed... Oh, let's just go to history. Oh, not surrender. History. F4. And let's just kind of walk through what happened. Okay, I usually need to figure out where we are. Okay, we're over here. So that unit backed up. And yeah, it looks like they're just readjusting. 328, that is a huge value. That's a little worrisome. And they move forward. This guy moved over there, understandable. But he wasn't able to regain supply because this unit is still holding off this hex, so they can't automatically gain it. And this unit is holding off this hex, so they also cannot automatically gain it. Okay, then these guys are moving here. They did an attack. Out of my 44 rangers, I lost 3. They lost 25 rifles and 1 submachine gun. That's good. Hopefully that weakened this unit, and maybe I can do a follow-up attack. Okay, then where... Oh, something here. Moving forward, moving forward. Oh, so they were able to reconnect that guy. But this is a really weak unit. I think we can attack that. Okay. They did a little movement up here. If they don't reinforce that, that's just an obvious target. I will be able to attack their headquarters. I probably will. Okay, then the French turn, when you see transfer, that means their turn's over. So they did some transferring, and now we see the Germans. Where do we see the Germans? Ah, I see it right here. So this unit moved in. That unit moved forward. And moved forward again. It's just weird. I don't understand why they're being... Like, this is, in my opinion, like, kind of retardedly aggressive. I will just... It's obvious what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift forces and cut this guy off now, too. Alright, now they did an attack here, which is not at all where I expected the attack to come. We only lost 1 unit, and they lost 35 rifles, 4 submachine guns, and 2 machine guns. Then what did they do? Move back? Okay, their headquarters move back. That's smart, otherwise I'll attack. They have gotten roads. Oh, so their engineers have built roads all the way over. I'm just going to treat this as a pathway to me capturing Fishhawk. Okay, that's nice. The Germans have decided to wedge themselves between the French and me. I'm completely okay with that. Okay, that's it. Wow. Very interesting. So, this guy is starting to lose readiness now. I think we won't do anything. We'll just leave him completely cut off. That's my big FU to this guy. Yeah, I apologize for my language. I should be a little more careful. I'm not actually saying the curse words, but calling people blank holes is probably so obvious what I'm trying to say that probably is better not to say that. Anyway, it was very upsetting when I saw that. Okay, now this unit has lost readiness, which means it was out of supply. And that's good. Which means we want to make sure it stays out of supply. And this is perfect because this infantry gun, we already noted, has much worse defense than attack. 4 times better on the attack than defense. So we'll just continue to shift. I'll attack here, hopefully be able to take this hex. Ugh, we do need to hold this line. This is going to be difficult. Our units will be stretched here. Definitely we're going to attack this staff with this unit. It doesn't matter that our readiness is at 79. We absolutely have to. And I think this is bad because I don't want these guys pushing towards my oil. This engineer unit cannot hold against Man, they played another card? This is such... It's rather unfortunate. It's a bit annoying. I don't like these cards. They're really silly. There's a medium chance it'll kill or wound your officer. That's just insane. Okay, maybe I'm going to play it, though. But we'll do all this next turn, so... That'll conclude this episode. Stay tuned to the next one, where we try to retake our territory. Until then, take care.